early September, the Indonesian islands of Bali and East Nusa Tenggara were struck by devastating floods and landslides. Torrential rains turned rivers into raging torrents, swallowing homes, roads, and entire communities. Dozens of lives were lost, and thousands were displaced. What happened? Why was this disaster so severe? And what lessons must be learned? This is the story of Indonesia's latest tragedy. It began with heavy monsoon rains, lasting for days. In Bali, 6 out of 8 districts were affected. Drainage systems collapsed, and streets turned into rivers. What looked like a seasonal downpour quickly escalated into disaster. Families woke up to find water rushing into their homes, while local authorities issued urgent evacuation orders.
Info Jalan Imam Bonjol terkini dari Hotel Taman Suci.
East Nusa Tenggara faced even greater devastation. In the mountainous Nagakio region, landslides buried homes within minutes. Roads collapsed, bridges were swept away, and entire villages were cut off. In one tragic case, a 14-month-old child was killed when a mudslide struck his family's home. By midweek, officials confirmed over 20 deaths across both regions, with several people still missing.
Swastiastu, Pak. Pak, swastiastu.
Bangunan yang roboh ini. Bangunan yang roboh di samping BC.
Behind the statistics are heartbreaking human stories. Families who had lived in the same homes for generations saw everything vanish within hours. Many escaped to rooftops waiting for rescue boats. In temporary shelters, children slept on thin mats, while parents worried about food, water, and the future. For some, the floods took not only houses but also loved ones who can never be replaced. The government declared a state of emergency. More than 600 rescuers were deployed, including police, soldiers, and disaster relief teams. Evacuation centers were set up in schools, mosques, and community halls. While aid reached some areas quickly, many villagers complained of delays and shortages. Yet despite limited resources, rescue efforts saved hundreds of lives. Hundreds of homes were destroyed or heavily damaged. Roads and bridges collapsed, cutting off vital connections. Electricity and clean water supplies were disrupted across many districts. Agriculture, the lifeline of East Nusa Tenggara, suffered massive losses as rice fields and crops were drowned under muddy water. Recovery will take months, if not years.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Aduh, kasihan. Kasihan
Hancur total. Tuhan.
Online, Indonesians responded with a wave of humor and creativity. Hashtags like #BaliStrong trended on social media. Locals shared memes, rain jokes, and even parodies of flood fashion, all to stay connected and keep morale high. In a country used to hardship, resilience
what the
sometimes
streets
comes
are
with a
looking
smile.
like when it rains in Bali and it's rainy season. And I only got these sneakers. I fucked up. For real, it's a river. You can swim in here. There's a random waterfall.
Experts say the floods were driven by extreme rainfall, but human factors made them far worse. Poor drainage systems, deforestation, and uncontrolled construction in vulnerable areas increased the risk of landslides and flooding. Climate change is also playing a role, with heavier downpours now becoming more frequent in Indonesia. This disaster is not only natural, it is partly man-made. Rescue operations faced enormous challenges. Roads were blocked by landslides, making some villages accessible only by boat or helicopter. Heavy rains slowed efforts and put rescuers at risk. Survivors struggled with shortages of food, water, and medical care. For many, the hardest days came after the floods, as they faced hunger, illness, and the uncertainty of the future.
Pagi kemenan, airnya masih kurang lebih 1 meteranan. Ini masih evakuasi orang hamil atau.
This disaster is a reminder that extreme weather events are becoming the new normal. Indonesia must strengthen its infrastructure, improve early warning systems, and protect its environment to reduce future risks. For the families of Bali and East Nusa Tenggara, recovery will be long and painful, but their resilience offers hope that, with the right support, they can rebuild their lives. What happened here is not just a local tragedy. It is part of a global story of a planet under pressure.